Today's topic is going to affect at least 98% of you. For some reason, this is an area most people struggle with. Stay tuned.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performers Podcast with your host, Thor Conklin. Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. In today's episode, we're going to talk about one of the most important items that you need to master in your business, yet many of you, most of you, if not all of you, suffer and have a difficult time with this. It's delegation. Don't tune out yet. I'm going to give you a strategy that's going to enable you to delegate effectively and efficiently. First of all, if you're going to delegate something, some things are right for delegation, other things are not. So I always ask myself some questions. And here's a few of them. What could I delegate to someone that would allow me to work in my genius even more? What tasks are getting in the way of me being even more valuable to my company? What is something someone on my team could do better than I can, or at least 75% as well as I can? What can I only do? Delegate the rest. Now, it's really important to understand delegation is not about giving someone a task and just stepping aside, but that's what most of you do. You see delegation as abdication, to relinquish or to give up, or assign, to transfer to another. That's not delegation. Delegation, the definition of delegation, the act of empowering to act for another. So when you delegate a task, a project, something to someone else, they are going to act for you. You are still accountable. You don't lose that. Now, you're responsible and you're accountable. The person you delegate it to is responsible. There can be two people responsible, but at the end of the day, only one person's accountable. And you still stay accountable, the person assigning the task. And that's where everybody kind of gets confused about delegation. It's not about just getting rid of it and saying, okay, now it's your problem. It's still yours. And it's not about getting the task or the issue of a project 100% completed. It's about moving it forward. You know, if you could take and delegate everything in your life and someone could take it 85%, 90%, wouldn't that help tremendously? Of course it would. Now, I'm going to give you the steps for efficient and effective delegation. There are 9 steps. I wish there was only 2, but there's 9. And this, I think, is why most people get hung up on it. They don't follow these steps. So if you have pad, paper, pen, take it out. If you're not driving, copy this stuff down or re-listen to the episode when you have a chance. Step 1, get really clear on what you're trying to achieve. What's the outcome? Step 2, does the person I'm delegating this to have the skills, ability, and time to do the task? How many times have we delegated something to someone only to realize that they didn't have the skills to do it in the first place? But at least it was off our desk, right? Didn't work too well. I know I've been there. Step 3, clearly and completely define and convey the results and outcome you desire. Do this in writing whenever possible. Step 4, clearly define and convey the parameters, constraints the person must follow. What can they do and what can't they do? Step 5, clearly and completely define and convey the resources available to them. What people can they use? What's the budget? How much money can they use? Materials and tools. Step 6, ask them to repeat it back to you. I know so many people hate this step, but how often have you conveyed something only to hear it come back to you if you've asked, and it's completely different than you just said? Don't leave anything up to chance. Step 7, mutually agree upon the timeline and milestones. And what I mean by milestones are, this project, let's say it's a month-long project. Well, you're going to want to set milestones that you want achieved every couple days or every week or something along the way, so you don't end up 29 days from now or 30 days from now checking in only to find out that they haven't made any progress or they're on the wrong track. So this timeline and the milestones, they need to be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and there's a timeline. What will you do? This is number 8. What will you do to measure the progress and when? You must check in. You've got to track and measure the progress. Let them know the schedule. Number 9, you must hold them responsible for the results, both performance and non-performance. Instead of a question of a day, it's going to be action of a day. Figure out a project, a task that you've been delaying on, you just haven't gotten to it. Figure out who you can delegate that to and follow these 9 steps and see how effective and efficient delegation actually works. Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you found today's show valuable. If you would like to receive these shows automatically to your phone or to your computer, simply go to iTunes and subscribe. After listening to several of the shows, if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating, as this helps us reach additional people and spread the message. If you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level and doing whatever it takes to become a peak performer, but something's holding you back, something is blocking your way, and you just can't seem to figure out what it is, send me an email to info@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you. We'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call. No obligation, no cost. I absolutely love to hear from the listeners, and if there's something I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, if you found something of great interest in today's show and you want to share that with your friends and family, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode, hit the share button, and share it on your page. You can follow me at Twitter @Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. We're constantly adding new free resources, discussing additional tricks, tips, tools, and strategies on how to be a peak performer. Remember, I try to keep these episodes short so you can listen to them during dot time, doing other things, commuting, driving, walking, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.